Dicko, always great seeing you, mate. I've got a slight inkling as to why we're here today, but I probably don't want to acknowledge it. What are we here for today, mate?
Well, full credit to Ash for stealing our thunder, but I'm announcing my retirement from tipping,
Yep.
from giving accountable betting advice via the Mailbag app. I have, over the last sort of 12 months, longer, as I've tried to sort of run our business, the bloodstock business, and we're working on some other things, just like become a bit overwhelmed, exhausted, and sort of craving something a bit different, like a newer challenge. I also think that, like, I know what it's like being held back a little bit, and I think it's time for Jackson to sort of take control of his product and take control of his sort of reputation. I'm really proud of the reputation that I've sort of built, and I'm now going to sort of put aside. I think we've brought accountability to an industry that lacks it, and I think we've done a really good job. I'm really proud of the overall numbers that I've achieved, particularly like considering when I started I knew nothing compared to what I know now. I'm stepping aside, and Jackson takes over all the Victorian-based products and completely, which he's already sort of doing, and Peter will take over the captain's picks, but also the captaincy of the Mailbag. He is and has been, my right-hand man for a very, very long time. Peter, the most loyal, trustworthy, solid guy you'll ever meet, incredibly smart, and he takes over the running of the day-to-day of the Mailbag.
Beautiful. And obviously your career, it's at 8.9% pot.
Almost 1,000 units. I wish I could have ticked over 1,000 units, but it'll be what it'll be. I'm really proud of the pot. That's across every product we've ever done. The movers was incredibly fat. We blended them together to provide a better product for the customer, and I'm really proud of it.
So obviously those big numbers. So why are you retiring?
I'm exhausted. I'm trying to do like 50 things at once. I want to be really present with my family. I want to manage my sort of schedule a little bit better, and I want a new challenge. So I'll take a couple of weeks off, maybe a month, and then I'll come back and look to grow the business internally and externally. We're working on a few things already, but we've got five and a half interns now. One of them's gone full time, intern Will, who's just been like a joy to bring into the team. They all have: George, Freddie, Will, Jono, and now Lindsay. The Jono starts full time next week, so we need to make sure we can sort of like keep you and the boys, paid. So I think as a business, as a team, like we're not getting everything we can get out of Jackson and Pete. So I'm going to give them the platform to dominate, and I'm going to find something else for me to do, which will hopefully help us as a group.
Yeah, beautiful. So that's a little bit about like what's happening internally. So what does it mean for the Mailbag customers and the Mailbag community?
For the longer term, like loyal ones from the very beginning, I've already spoken to them all individually on the phone. They know what's going on. But for anyone buying the products, Peter takes over the captain's picks, which is a team product. So like if he wants to bet in Queensland, he'll touch base with Shane. Sydney touches base with Rob or Mark. That's what I do. And if you're sick, like we all are, you'll dabble in Adelaide. So I've given him a fair platform to start from. We're well in front. We're operating about 10% pot with that product. It's very cheap. I'm very confident he's probably going to do a better job than I did. And people getting the Victorian stuff, it'll basically be as it is for the next couple of weeks. I hope to not have anything to do with it, but like internally, like you see, we all sort of help each other and share. So when Jackson needs it, he'll get it. You know what I mean? So if you're buying the products, nothing changes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everything within the Mailbag is done basically along the same process that Peter and I sort of built. Like we call them the sheets, so it all goes through the same sort of system. It's like a product line, I guess. So Jackson's like completely trained up in that. Intern Lindsay's a big part of that already. So Jackson's got help there, and if you're buying it, nothing's really going to change.
Yeah. So what are you going to be kind of doing with your time now from here? And obviously Noose is calling, so you're going to go up there for a couple of weeks.
Well,
or?
we've stuck it through COVID and working my ass off, and Emma's been just running everything else. She deserves a break. She deserves a bit more like help at home. We're going to have a nice actual holiday where we relax, not go too hard and cook ourselves, and freshen right up. And then we're going to come back and she's going to do some more of her own things. So I'll have a little bit more time to take care of the kids, and I'm going to be building the next thing we're going to be doing.
Yeah. So in terms of for the customer, I've heard on the grapevine that we're trying to just take our content to the next level and deliver just a little bit more for the Mailbag subscribers. What are we kind of expecting there?
So in the short term, Jackson and Shane will jump on with Peter and do the preview show and the deep dive. Shane will, if Gareth will let him, jump on the midweek masterclass, I'll sort of have a break from all of that. We'll figure it out when I'm sort of ready to like if I come back or however that works. But the shows will probably be a bit fresher and a little bit more fun. Shane's certainly watchable.
Bit of a character.
Bit of a character, Shane. Yeah.
Leads me to our next question. Do you reckon you'll still be betting, or what's the go there?
100%, I'll still be betting.
Till it hurts?
Till it hurts. Big time. I bet just the same. Internally at the moment, like Jackson does the absolute bulk of the work, and I'm still betting as I was. I bet everyone's products. I have done. I always will do. I'll still be betting, and then when I'm sort of freshened right up, I'll start to look to do probably a little bit extra, or a little bit of my own stuff. I'm very interested in sport and translating some of the production line sheet stuff to some sport maybe. But yeah.
So obviously Jacko's come on board and he's taken that to 281 units and a 13.9% pot.
Yeah, so he's been on since February last year properly. He was in the background before that. He has, and he'll let you know, increased our overall profitability, which is a big tick for him, big sign that he's ready. I probably knew he was ready very early on when I went to Emma's dad's wedding on a Saturday, which was the first sort of day I'd had off in a very, very long time from the decision-making process of like the actual betting, which is what matters. And he bet so much, more than I would have, and completely filled up. And the important part for me was he could articulate all the decisions back to me. So it wasn't just like, I'm just having a bet, it was well thought through, articulate, strong betting, and he's completely ready.
Yeah, he sounds it. So obviously you stepping aside, a long history with the Mailbag community. What's your like message to the community?
If you're buying the products, which I appreciate, nothing changes. You get the same sort of quality product. We're a massive. It's a team. It is an actual team. Spoken about the interns. Shane's enormous up in Queensland. He's dominating bloodstock. Jono dominating bloodstock. Peter steers and will now properly steer the Mailbag. And if you're buying the products, literally nothing will change. There'll be the same quality advice.
Beautiful, mate. Well, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the retirement, enjoy Noosa with the family, and I'm sure we'll see your face doing plenty soon. Thanks, mate.